Pamela Adlon, season 2 of Better Things. You, as if you didn't do enough on the show with just starring in it and writing it, you decided to direct every episode. First of all, what were you thinking? And second of all, how on earth did you manage that?
You know, I honestly never really had ambitions to direct. It was all trial by fire for me. And so, I was there every day anyway. So it's just like, why not take this on? And it never really, I didn't feel daunted or scared of it until I did an interview at the 92nd Street Y, and Allie Wentworth was interviewing me, and she said, are you going to direct an episode next season 2 or 2? And I said, no, I'm going to do the whole season. And everybody kind of gasped. And I was like, what? It's scary. That's the only time I got scared. But I got to tell you, it's like, it's an unbelievable, it was just an incredible thing for me to discover that it was something that I could do. And the thing that everybody told me was the key is that you've got to know what you want, and you have to be able to answer questions and make decisions. That makes people feel confident. And so that was part of it for me. And I love it so much. I'm a mom. So like naturally I, like to take care of people, and it's not about being in control. It's about this one singular vision that I was able to, execute my season that way. And it was a dream.
So when you tackle something like that, is there something that you want to be as a director that maybe you didn't get from other directors you had worked with? Was there a goal that you had in how you wanted your set to run?
Yes, it was massively important to me that people felt respected and taken care of. And, I learned years ago, I did a show called Tracy Takes On. It was Tracy Ullman's show. And I was a brand new mom. My oldest daughter was just a baby. So this is about 20 years ago. And Tracy had 2 kids, and her whole goal at the end of the day was to be home at least for dinner. And she said, otherwise, what's the point? And I watched this woman star, direct, she'd written everything, run this set so efficiently and quickly. And so I thought, I remembered that. And I also, as an actor, I know what it's like to be, wasting your life away in your half banger or a 3/4 banger, and you're not home, you're not with your kids and your family. So I really wanted to honor that. And it's almost like it could be a model for how to do things in an efficient way, and everybody's happy. You know what I mean? So I like to be happy when I'm at work, and people don't need to waste so much time, and it can be fun. I feed my crew 4 times a day, and we eat well. A fed crew is a happy crew. And I take my pants off every day at lunch. For 20 minutes, I get into Sam Fox's bed and I close my eyes, and most of the time I pass out. And if not, then I just rest. And that's what helps keep me going for the rest of the day.
So now switching to Pamela, the actor, so much of this season, I felt like there were so many moments that felt so real. And I have to wonder, were there particular challenges with this season as an actor that you came up to and were like, wow, what have I written myself to do here?
Oh. Yes. You know, the eulogy was hard. You know, we were all kind of, you know, I wouldn't say dreading it, but it's just like kind of going to the doctor. You know, you're going to go through something difficult. And, you know, tapping into the feelings and the emotions there was really intense. You know, hours and hours, everybody was just crying their eyes out that day. And the kids were just, you know, I had to kind of get them to connect in that way. And it was a big moment for everybody. And yeah, but that was one of those things that you're like, oh, I don't know about this. And you know, always doing the stuff with the ex-husband, with the deadbeat dad is kind of prickly, you know. And you know, I just, and in terms of the other things that are challenging, you know, for the kids, it's just amazing to watch how they grow as actors, you know. And I'm so proud of all of them. I mean, you know, Hannah came in this season. Her first day, her first scene was the monologue that she whispers to me at the bar mitzvah. And that kid just nailed it. She just nailed it. And I'm so proud of all of those guys.
And you know, you have those heavy moments, but you also have these uproariously funny moments. I'm thinking particularly of the scene with you and coming back from the hardware store and the guy kisses you.
Yeah.
And what was shooting that particular scene like? Because I'm just wondering how many times you said the words.
I actually wanted to just cover the shit out of that scene because I knew, like, I wanted the picture of, you know, Sam and Jeff, like, from the side, because the back of the window of that truck, the International, that gorgeous truck, looks like a TV screen. And then I had it from this angle and that angle. So I just covered it. I never imagined that I would use as many no's as I did, but that was the brilliant editing of Deb Simone, and she and I were able to, like, kind of, you know, cut them down, and it was so many, but then it was like the economy with which we were able to finish it, but incredibly satisfying. I mean, Greg Cromer's face. Look at his face. Look at his eyes. You know, it's just, it's it's still hilarious. God, I loved that. Loved that. Loved the outcome.
And one of the other highlights that I think of the season is the White Rock episode. Where was that shot?
In White Rock.
It was actually shot in White Rock.
Yes.
It's so weird. You're not used to that.
Gerby from White Rock last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And where did that? Where it seems like such a personal story. You know, when you not just from your character's perspective, but from the kids.
Yeah, it was. You know, I mean, my family. I have people in White Rock. I have people in White Rock. And so I used to go to White Rock on spring breaks with my kids, and we would have an amazing restorative time. And my aunt and uncle lived in White Rock for many, many years. And so it was kind of like our escape. And you know, there's train that goes through the town. And then, you know, I would read ghost stories to my kids when we would go there, you know, and, you know, stories from the Pacific Northwest and all of that. And we used to, like, we thought we saw a cowboy spirit at the train station. And so just all these memories. And of things that happened there. And when we were at the Museum of Anthropology, there was a guy who was a First Nations chief who came in, and he was screaming at all of us because and my oldest daughter was really little, and he said all those things that Ray Thunderchild in my show says. And so it was just like these memories and things put together, a very special times and a special place. I'm glad you liked that one.
It was. I related to it, particularly the family. We used to go to Tahoe quite a bit over the summer, and going to the same cabin all the time, and that's one of the things that I think about your show. That I read that you said somewhere that when your show stops being relatable, that's when you're done. How do you know when a moment isn't relatable? How do you check yourself and check the scripts, and is it just an internal feeling that you have?
I can only go by the way I feel. So instinctively, I've been collecting art since I'm 18 years old. I never studied art or art history. I just know what I like. And so the same goes for me in terms of my show and the stories that we're telling, because if it feels authentic and real to me, I feel like it most likely will work in my show. Spit, knock on wood, all my weird things. But I have to think that if my bullshit detector goes off, then it's not going to work. So hopefully, when I'm saying relatable, I don't just mean to my life, I mean to everybody. I'm trying to make stories that people are going to go, oh, it's just real moments or what I feel is relatable.
So between all of the episodes, is there one episode that you feel like is like your best episode this season, either as a director, as an actor? Is it the graduation episode with that amazing dance sequence at the end?
I love it so much. It was so many months of planning went into that, and just I love White Rock too. I wanted White Rock to have a different value. I wanted it to feel like a film. You know what I mean? Like something different. I love the graduation episode. On the whole, it's extremely satisfying. That entire piece, the whole "It Takes a Village" in the semicircle around Max saying, I'll take her, and just the emotions and the tears, and Phil saying, I'm taking you to tea. It's like the most bizarre thing. And then the elder abuse when I push my mother up the driveway, which I kind of can't get enough of that. It's so funny. My mother loves it. I don't elder abuse my mom, but I do cook for her every single night. So
I can also identify with that too.
You can?
Yeah, my mom has taken to saying, kitchen, go, you're the cook now.
I love that.
And I love doing it. So looking ahead, you're going to start production on season 3 in July, I believe.
Yes.
So this season is going to be different in that you have a writer's room. And I read that it was Phil Rosenthal that gave you some advice about how to deal with the writer's room. Tell us about that.
Phil has been an amazing coach for me, and he's a dear friend, and so I gotta put my Bon Iver back on. He helped me. He just was like, Phil's a room guy. And so he, would say, you don't even understand how great it is to have a writer's room. And I always kind of have been like an anti-room mentality, you know, because my dad always wrote on his own and I always wrote on my own or just with one other person. So this was foreign to me, you know, Tony. And so I just was like afraid and apprehensive. And then reading stuff, you're able to kind of see people's abilities, and then, you know, you're putting people together. So I felt like I was making a table at a wedding. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, oh my God, are these people going to like each other? Is the chemistry going to be there? So I met one person and I thought they were fantastic, had a great voice, but I thought their personality might not go with these other people. So that's what informed me putting these people together. And so it's a relatively small room in terms of other shows. There's 5 of us, including me. And it's been an amazing experience. And I gotta say, I don't know if I'm gonna go back. I really like it. I like the camaraderie, and you know, like Phil said, it's the most unlonely feeling you can ever have.
Well, I can't wait for season 3, and I'm glad to hear that the writers' room is an enjoyable experience for you. Pamela Adlon, I could talk to you forever. Thank you so much, and best of luck.
Thank you so much, Tony.